Hello, everyone. It's been a while. Dang, it's been like, I don't know what, a week? 2 weeks maybe? Week and a half? Let's try this music down a little bit. Yeah, lots of stuff to talk about. I don't think that using the Xbox BlueRetro adapter is going to take too long. I mean, yes, I think it's really neat, and we're going to check it out tonight. But hey, Belmont. Hey, Gabrielle. How you guys doing? We're going to take a look at it, but we're going to kind of catch up because I've been away a little bit. Some things happened. I'm good. I'm doing better than I have been, Belmont. I'm not sick. I'm like 100% now. I've been kind of getting more sleep, so that's good. I still have 8,000 things, 8,000 projects that I'm working on at the same time, but you know, not all of them are this thing. So, you know, yeah. Hey, everyone. Okay, I figured while people are rolling in, I'll kind of catch up because some people might be interested in some things. So I actually did. So actually, let's start here. I ended up finding, I had a box filled with my Game Boy Advance shells, because if you don't know, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. This is not a humble brag or anything. I just have them all because I built them. I don't know. I have 4 Game Boy Advance consolizers. Actually, one of them is an SP one, so that's an SP. But I have at least 3 Game Boy Advance empty shells. And anyway, so this was just this glacial blue, whatever it's called. I cleaned it up, and you know, as best I could. I didn't clean the screws, but I did clean the shell. And this now has in it that the Intech Gaming like Super Nintendo Bluetooth board. And it seems to be working fine. I didn't really extensively test it, and actually, ironically, might be able to use it. We might be able to use it with the BRX adapter. I don't really know what will happen, but yeah. So this is the thing. I did end up using it with the GameCube. Actually, no. What did I use it with? I don't remember. I used it with something. Yeah, it's fine. It's interesting. The only thing I don't like about it is the buttons, the left and right shoulder buttons. For whatever reason, they use these really cheap, not very good. I don't know. Hey, Machination. These buttons, if you guys can hear it, they're not great. They don't feel good. These are fine because these are just, I'm using the membranes from the Game Boy Advance, so it's like you're using a Game Boy Advance. So I really wish but you know, honestly, something like this, you know, I didn't really check the latency that well, but they should really sell something like just the controllers, because I think these would be pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, just something I figured that maybe someday we'll get back to this, but for now, just know that all I did was basically drop the board in there. I cleaned the shell, cleaned all the buttons, and dropped that board in there, and just screwed it in with the original screws. So that you're not really missing anything. I guess I'll talk about features quickly. There's only 2 main features. This is on-off switches, which is kind of nice because it does run off of. It just runs off. Oh, never mind. I used it on my computer. That's what I used it with. I actually downloaded a Game Boy Advance emulator on my PC. So right now it is pairing to my Bluetooth adapter on my gaming computer. So that's what I used it with, and it was fine. It was right. So you can, you know, so it turns on and off, which is cool. Like I do like that, you know, because it's using just AA batteries. You don't want to just have it on all the time. You can switch it off. And the other thing, obviously there's no volume wheel, but there is a pairing button. So you hold this button down and that will re-trigger the pairing thing. So it's very simple, and I just like it. I think it's a cool thing. I didn't really test the latency. It's not like you guys can get this anyways, because as far as I know, Intech doesn't sell this, but I just thought it was cool. And they gave this away with that Game Boy Advance consolizer thing. Yeah, I mean, it's just this Game Boy itself has seen better days, but I mean, it's really a Game Boy Advance. I mean, it looks like a Game Boy Advance. The only thing I don't like is the buttons, like I said. So maybe it's possible to swap out real Game Boy Advance buttons for the up here, just to make it, you know. Hey, Artemis. Yeah, I'm excited to check this out. I would like to. An Xbox 360, really? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, those are the two consoles that I think are sort of lacking. As much as I like the original Xbox, and we're going to talk about BlueRetro for a minute when we get back into stuff. I've got more things to kind of wrap up before we venture over to BRX land. But you know, we'll get there. It would be really cool if there was a 360, because I think every Xbox console now, I have a series, a 1X here, and I've read that you can use the series controllers. I really like the series controllers. I used it for PC gaming. It's basically a Type S controller, right? I mean, if you're a fan of Xbox, I mean, you know, unless you really like the Duke, I suppose, but no one's made a nice wireless Duke yet. So it's just a cool way, hopefully, to be able to use it with the original Xbox. So if there's a 360 version, yeah, that would be sweet, because as far as I know, there's no way, there's no like Bluetooth adapters, as far as I know, for the 360. So, okay, so let's see what else we got. Let's go back here. This is probably, I semi-regret putting this together off camera, but I couldn't help myself because I figured it out. So last during the surprise or the mystery mod stream, I ended up doing this Game Boy macro mod out of a DS Lite, and actually I have another broken one over here that I've got to screw back together. I did all the stuff. I was using Helder's power board, the sound power board, and it was just, I couldn't get it to work. It was basically, I tried to turn it on at the very end of the stream, and the green light in the corner, I'll just turn it on just for ha-has, just to show that it's working. This green light would come on for like a second, and then the whole thing would turn off, which I thought it might be a short. Long story short, haha, it ended up being just the ribbon cable came loose. You can't really see it on this board. I think it'd be on the other side. I don't know. I didn't plug in the ribbon cable all the way into the DS board. So I actually had Googled that, and somebody else had mentioned that was another thing that could trigger the power turning off. Because I had resoldered all the points on the Helder's power board, the sound board, and it didn't fix it. It didn't fix anything. So the only other thing that I could think of was that ribbon cable. So I basically just unplugged it and plugged it even further in, and everything worked fine. So from there, it was, I did end up reprinting the shell. I used my P1S Bamboo Labs printer. This is ABS. Both colors are ABS, so I've got this nice blue and this dark gray. Everything fits pretty well. It uses the original screws. I did end up taking apart this other broken DS Lite. This one has a broken hinge, so eventually I would maybe either repair this one or maybe make it another macro. I probably should have used this board in the first place to make the macro, right? Because I think the other one was fine. But the shell is broken in other places on the other one. Besides, I don't know what Nintendo was thinking, but using the clear white or clear on top of white was that, especially white that fades super easily. I don't think there's a single one of these white DS lights left that are not this gross faded. Not to mention, if you get anything in here, like these are not mine. One of these was my brother's, and one of them I bought on eBay. I think it's pretty unavoidable to get one that's not this absolutely disgusting looking. Like stuff gets spilled inside of it. Like, I'm sorry I gross people out, but it's just a bad idea. So I didn't mind making this because, I don't know, I think it looks a little nicer. So I'll give a quick 30-second review so far of my use of this, right? First off the bat, the volume is it is very loud. The Switch speaker is loud, so I have it like 1/3 volume pretty much all the time. That's a comfortable listening volume. I don't know if there's anything that you could really do to address that. I think it's just a matter of the amp is just really powerful. Game Boy Advance music, as far as I know, is always going to be crunchy. I don't really think that there's a way to make Game Boy Advance not crunchy. I don't know. So it kind of is what it is. So that's the audio. I will say that it's nice that it kind of boots, if you have a game in and you boot it, it boots right into the Game Boy game. You still can use the DS menu, and I think Razor X, somebody in my Discord mentioned that there is a way that you can actually further mod a Game Boy macro so that you can still play some DS games on it. So maybe in the future I'll look into doing that, because that seems really cool. But you know, as far as it being a simulated Game Boy Advance, I think it's really neat. I don't know if there's any real advantage over just a Game Boy Advance. It is just a super cool way to use a busted DS Lite, in my opinion. The screen is really nothing to write home about. It kind of does remind me of an authentic sort of like Game Boy, like backlit SP screen, maybe a little bit better than that even. But it's nothing like it doesn't really compare to like the Analog Pocket or whatever. It's not like an OLED or anything. So I will have to say that the face buttons here are fine. Like, I don't mind. They kind of rub sometimes because obviously this is 3D printed. This is not like an injection molded part. You're here to see the blue Chungo. DarthCloud has mentioned that 360. Oh, that's cool. I'm excited about that. So the buttons are fine. They do kind of rub against the 3D print, but that's fine. And if you use this enough, it probably would wear in. The start and select buttons are kind of too recessed, but I don't know how often you would ever really use them in a game. I don't really play that many Game Boy Advance games. I just wish that maybe that there was a 3D printed set of buttons that you could print and replace the stock buttons with ones that kind of sit up higher. As you can kind of see if I tilt it, let's get in the light. They are very, you know, they're pretty flat down there. That's just my 2 cents of that. The other thing I don't necessarily like is it's sort of the same circumstance with the D-pad. You know, this is just kind of a downside to the case itself, not really the macro mod. This is I'm talking about Humble Bazooka's design. So I know that if you get like the I believe the Boxy Pixel aluminum one has a recess here, like this is recessed down a little bit. I'm curious if that could be done, you know, maybe, you know, I do appreciate Humble Bazooka's design, right? I do really enjoy the sort of flat look, the really boxy, ironically Boxy Pixel's not as boxy as Humble Bazooka's. I think that's funny. And I like just the logo is clean. Like, it's just minimalist, which I really appreciate. Like, even the battery door is a really good design. Like, I mean, this is all 3D printed. There's no metal parts in store. Like, it's really good, a well thought out design, as far as I'm concerned. The buttons work. The triggers up here work pretty well. I was playing Pitfall. Yeah, so I guess my only real gripe, other than, you know, this would be a quick fix, is just to kind of reprint, include new 3D printing buttons for the start and select button. I guess I also would like to see start and select labeled here. I guess it probably would be pretty clear if you already come from a DS Lite land, which I never really used when I was growing up. So I guess you can kind of figure this is start and this is select, but it's labeled here. I guess I would like to see some just little embossed like this, if it's possible, down here. And then the last is just compared to the normal DS Lite, see how far out the actual D-pad. This is on 1/3 volume and this thing is loud. Yeah, so that's my only real gripe, is maybe this side here could be somehow angled, maybe, or something. See how this is kind of scooped? So if if Humble Bazooka is watching this, that's my only recommendation. If you know, this is pretty much near perfect. I love the fact that it's all 3D printed. The only things you really have to buy are the DS Lite itself, or maybe you have one already, and the switch speaker, possibly new DS Lite buttons if you want to change the color of them, and the power board, Helder's power board, and this is a pretty good functional Game Boy Advance, you know, if you like the style. Wish there was a plastic 3D printable version. Oh yeah, oh, the vertical, right? So eventually one day I would like to do this. I showed this off last time. This is also another Humble Bazooka design. I can't remember who the original designer of the Game Boy Advance SP slab. It's been a long time since I've thought about it. But Humble Bazooka kind of got in a conflict with that person who originally designed it, because this Humble Bazooka design looked very similar, even though I believe Humble Bazooka actually redesigned, like 3D modeled it themselves, right? It was not based off of the other person's design, with the exception of it used their, there's so many mod creators, people, I'm sorry that if I forget your name, I really don't mean to do it intentionally. But this person designed a controller, like a button board, right? So you take a Game Boy Advance SP, you put the motherboard back here, you put the screen in here, and then you put their button board inside of here, and it makes all the buttons work, and it connects with a ribbon cable. So this is basically a vertical Game Boy Advance SP. So some year I would like to do this, but I don't. Yeah, it's been a while. So this is another Humble Bazooka design, this version anyways. It does have these little, it comes with, I have them in a bin over there. It does have left and right buttons. So this is another cool thing that I would like to eventually do. And I have an SP sitting around. So I think these two Humble Bazooka designs are really, I mean, you could argue impractical, sure, but I think it's just really cool. It's like aesthetically pleasing, and it's 3D printed. I mean, maybe not perfect, you know, you could still see seams and things, even if you had the best, you know, printer. But this is also printed in ABS, so it's just, yeah. So anyways, this is another thing for the future. Like the way the macro looks, reminds me of the Game Boy. Oh, the Game & Watch. Yeah, sure. Yep, I agree. So I think if there was ever a V2 of if Humble Bazooka ever wanted to get around to that, I'm not sure. It actually is probably the same situation. I think this is a Retro Game Restore faceplate. This actually it fits on. So this is a replacement faceplate. It's kind of the same as the Humble Bazooka mod, although it fits on top of the original DS bottom shell. It's like, let's say I cleaned this bottom piece off and I put the motherboard in here. This piece, maybe this way? Yeah, I think it's this way. This piece basically goes in. See, the problem is this one is broken here. And actually, I think there's a flaw either in the Retro Game Restore faceplate, or I think it was intended to cut these tabs here, because there's these tabs on the front of the DS Lite case, but there are not notches in the faceplate, so you have to cut the tabs, I think. But anyways, this would leave you with a really cool similar thing. And I also think it might be thinner than the Humble Bazooka mod. So in that case, the buttons will probably protrude further out. So the Retro Game Restore faceplate, I know this is like a terrible comparison, but yeah, it's maybe a millimeter thinner, maybe like 3/4 of a millimeter. So it's possible that the Retro Game Restore shell case might be more usable than the Humble Bazooka. But you know, that's not, yeah, that's, the usability could use a little bit of work, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Not in a bad way. I think that, yeah, I think that they would appreciate feedback. Okay, all right, so let's move on. Link to the vertical SP. So this is called I think it's called the Gem. Humble Bazooka doesn't sell them anymore. They used to actually sell them. Let's look it up quickly. I know people want to see the Xbox thing, but I figured that that probably won't take that long. You know, it might. That'd be really funny if it did. I think it's called Humble Bazooka SP Gem. Yes. Did they get rid of the product page? They may have gotten rid of the product page. Sorry, you guys can't see anything. Game Boy Advance archives. Oh, okay, no, the slab. The gem, I think, was the, oh, never mind, look, here's the gem. Okay, so this is what it looks like. With everything, you know, so it uses a Game Boy Advance SP front glass. I guess it comes with these 3D printed buttons, but I just like the way it looks. It looks really cool. So it's called the slab, GBA slab. Yeah, that's why it didn't come up. I think the gem is a different thing. Okay, so the gem is an updated version of the slab. So this is just a slightly different design. So it has a little more features. It looks more like a DMG. But the slab, this is the one that I would want. I think this is the one that I printed. I think, but it looks similar to. Oh, maybe it says maybe maybe Humble Bazooka mentions. Oh, this might be some drama, but oh man, I wish you would just say who the person was. Tyler, I don't know. Anyways, oh, the Game Boy SP slab. I just want to give a shout out to them too while I'm doing this. While I'm this far, let's see, who was the original person? Oh, the Zypher. Okay, yeah, that's who it is. Let me see if I can find it. Zypher slab. Oh, is it here? Okay. So this is Zypher's design. So you could argue that it is extremely close to Humble Bazooka's design. So yeah, that's not part of the discussion tonight. But that's kind of how it started. So this is a different person, but they designed the button board that Humble Bazooka's is based off of. All right, we're gonna move on. I just figured I would kind of shout out everybody that should be shouted out because they're all cool projects, and then there's some sort of drama, and yeah. Okay, so let's move. Well, I did want to put this DS Lite back together again, but I'll do that another time. I just want to move on to another thing so we can get into the Xbox. So yeah, so I guess to wrap up what I did to finish the GBA macro is all I had to do was replug the screen cable back in because it wasn't in all the way. That was my problem. Okay, so tomorrow, moving on to another thing. Tomorrow I'm actually getting the Lava RGB boards are actually being delivered. So PCBWay manufactured and assembled majority of the Lava RGB boards, which are the NES RGB alternatives that Retro Castle is making. The only thing that I should have to do on stream, so that'll be a Sunday stream, I have an absolutely disgusting, let me, Oh, okay, I'm sorry. You guys missed everything. I muted my mic accidentally. Okay, let me back up. Tomorrow, I think I'm getting the PCBWay. I don't know how much I missed. Sorry, I'm sorry. Okay. Let me back up then. Tomorrow, I think that clears up everything to do with the Game Boy macro things. But if you have any questions, let me know on Twitter or in the comments here or in chat, whatever, and I can go back to it. Tomorrow, I'm getting PCBWay is delivering the Lava RGB, which is the NES RGB alternative that Red Herring told me about. So they're also assembling it. So not only are they producing the PCBs, they're also assembling 95% of it, which is awesome. The only thing that I'll have to do when I get it, yeah, I showed you guys. So this is the gross NES. Oops. This is the NES that is going to go into. I'm working on cleaning it now, but it's a nightmare. It's sort of a mess. Everything's kind of rusty. There's bugs all over it. But I'll clean it sometime between now and Sunday, which is so this Sunday is when I hope to do the RGB, the Lava RGB. It should be, it's kind of like a uncharted territory. I've never seen anybody talk about this mod other than Red Herring. I've never seen anybody install it. It should be pretty identical, I hope, to the NES RGB. So that means we're going to have to desolder the CPU or the PPU of the NES. So I'm excited to have gone down the path of assembling, having PCBWay assemble this, because I actually do think that it is manageable to recommend to people to have a service, PCBWay, because they're my sponsor, assemble it for you for like $100 and something, $130 maybe. You can get 5 nearly assembled RGB mods if they're a quality. We'll have to see what the output is like. But if you have 5, if you want to, for some reason you have 5, or let's say you're doing this as a business, you could RGB mod 5 NESs for $120, which is, I think that's about the cost of what one NES RGB costs, something like that. It's similar. So you can get 5 of them pre-assembled, and all you have to do is solder on the one IC and flash it with this lattice, $25 lattice programmer. So we're gonna go down that rabbit hole next week. So I'm excited about that. That's like a big news as far as I know, just because it's an alternative. There hasn't really been an alternative that I know of to the NES RGB in years, like 10 years. I don't think there's ever been one other than the high def NES maybe, but that's not really an alternative, and they don't make that anymore. So okay. Anything else that I want to show off? I did acquire. The answer is yes to that. I did acquire one of these, and so someday, well, it's kind of too little too late, because I think that somebody is already making the right angle version. So I do have the 2.0 version of the SD2 SP2. This is the update that Extrems made that is supposed to be able to let the GameCube access the SD card for the SD2 SP2 at a slightly faster speed. That should help with compatibility with some FMV games. Now, there's kind of an asterisk to that, because I don't know what ODEs take advantage of that. I'm gonna guess that the Pico Boot or Pico Loader probably does. I'm gonna guess that maybe the GC Loader does if you're gonna load from SD to SP2. I'm gonna guess that maybe the the flippy drive just goes right from its own SD card. So I guess that this is probably a big advantage to people that went the budget Pico Loader route. So that's why I kind of held off the GameCube comparison stream, is because I was waiting for these to come out before I even did it, because this might be not a game changer, but this might help the compatibility of the Pico Loader a lot. So, all right, last thing, I did end up, actually I'm probably going to use the Morph in a little bit. I did end up, because of I understand that I was not capable of creating a 100% scientifically accurate way to test Voltar's claim that the FPGA in the Morph can get to 100 degrees C, which is its sort of maximum temperature on the FPGA. Mine only went to 80 degrees C with my rudimentary technique, so I'm not gonna like go further into explanation there. I'm just gonna chalk it up to my personal testing setup was suboptimal and leave it at that. So between then and now, actually, Dan has mentioned a couple things. Dan from Pixel Effects. They've mentioned that they've actually designed, and if you have a Morph already, they've released STL files, which 3D printing files, for you to create your own lid. So if you look at the original Morph lid, it has no vents in it, so it's like a solid panel. Dan has created a version that it's basically mostly vents now, so it kind of goes all the way through. Not only that, I think that it's probably wise, no matter what, even if the claim that Voltar made was not correct, it's probably wise that you should put a heatsink. And this particular one is a 20 millimeter square, 7 millimeter tall little heatsink I got from AliExpress. I probably overpaid because it's copper. This particular one's copper. I didn't want to unscrew this yet, so I didn't, or unscrew the lid, so I didn't put mine on. Probably not a terrible idea. This costs like $6. Honestly, Pixel Effects would probably just include one of these for the price. That's just my 2 cents. It's just probably a good idea, just to do it in general. So I appreciate that Voltar kind of brought up those concerns. Dan mentioned that every Morph going forward, after they figure out the injection molding situation on for the Morph, every new Morph is going to have the version that has the vents. And I've heard somewhere that you can ask Dan and they will send you, I don't know if you have to pay for it, but you will be able to order somehow. I think you'll be able to order. You might have to double check with them in their Discord or something. You'll be able to order a vented lid to match your version, your Morph. And he mentioned that all the colors, eventually there will be alternate colors too for the shell. All those versions will have the vent. So I wanted to wrap that up because it's been a while since I streamed. And I 3D printed my own little vented version. Haven't even tried it yet since then, so I printed it and didn't do anything with it. But I will be using it with the Xbox tonight because I'm going to be using my Stellar Xbox. The live RGB will be dope stream. Yeah, I'm excited about that. So I hope that makes sense about the Morph. I still want to mention that all this hubbub about, and I don't mean that like it's nothing, because I really don't think it's not. I don't think it's nothing. I do want to mention though that all of the temperature concerns have been on the unstable firmware. They're not on the stable firmware. While I understand that you can, if you press the right buttons, you can get your Morph into a situation where it might overheat using that theoretically it will overheat using the unstable firmware. It is still only in the unstable firmware that you can possibly get that situation to happen, as far as I know. So they're working on that firmware. They're working on it has something to do, I think it has something to do with they made a change also to the HDR implementation to give the Morph this like lookup table that lets you basically increase the brightness, but also it does an SDR to HDR tone map so that you can use HDR. So it's not just a flag that turns on, it's actually a tone map to HDR. And I think that's also how the RetroTink does it as well. So it's only in the new unstable firmware, as far as I know. I have not heard anything else since then, and I haven't really looked into it. So I just wanted you to know that it's not, it's only under those conditions that people have been able to get it to be hot. I do think that 80 is probably hot, 80C, which is my unscientific method. So I do agree that having a vent and a heatsink, which I also have heard that those also don't do that much to decrease the heat. So I don't know if that means like eventually we'll be getting to a point where a fan is required. So I appreciate that this was brought up in the first place. The topic was, I appreciate Voltar bringing it up to get it out there. So I guess that's all I'm going to say. Have you heard any more about the Dreamcast BlueRetro internal? No, I have not. I think that's, as far as I know, that's still a collaboration between Laser Bear and I think he's working on what? Designing 3D printed controller replacements, or he did that at least with the GameCube, and I also thought I heard that that's what he was doing with the Dreamcast as well. But as far as I know, that's a collaboration also between Laser Bear and 8-Bit Mods. Is that the company that makes the what is this thing called? Yeah, 8-Bit Mods, the Memcard Pro. Because they're supposed to be, it's a VMU, I don't think this is a spoiler or anything. That mod is supposed to integrate the VMU, virtual VMUs, so that you will be able to do memory card saving in that one board. So I think that's why it's taking a really long time. But as far as Laser Bear is kind of not behind. Like, I know that he's always like doing 1,000 projects at the same time, but he's a little bit, well, actually he's not behind per se with the flippy drive, because I'm still waiting for the flippy drive SD adapters to be released, but flippy drive hasn't released either. So I can kind of understand why he doesn't have that available, because I'm one of the only, you know, maybe there's a few dozen people that have a flippy drive currently. So I haven't heard anything though about the Dreamcast thing. It's been a while actually since I've heard anything from either 8-Bit Mods or Laser Bear about that. I can only assume that it's still coming. Yeah, so it's been like a year, right? Like more than a year since I've heard about that. Oh, AliExpress now sells one. Well, to be fair, I do feel like there's gonna be a lot of features, because Laser Bear packed a lot of features into the GameCube one, as far as like remote shut off and power on. It does the manual or the wired controller detection. Yeah, is that really? I guess that's really all it does, right? So I have a feeling that is going to be an even more feature-packed mod. All right, I think that's really all I wanted to talk about with old stuff. I think that's everything. I know that's still a lot. It's 40 minutes in, but that's all right. I figured people would appreciate hearing some things about, because I've been gone for a few weeks. Just kind of looking around my room. I do have some other exciting things possibly coming, but I don't know quite yet. So, all right. I'm going to start hooking up the Xbox and also the Morph, I suppose, because I have not hooked up the Morph in a while. The last time I used it was with the... last time I used the Morph, actually, so maybe we could diagnose some things with the Morph. Last time I used... Well, not the Morph. It has to do with my... it has to do with my capture card. It doesn't like the Morph that much. I don't know why. So I have two of the same, the AverMedia Live Gamer 4K internal cards on my computer here. So we're gonna see if, where's my HDMI cable? Just looking for another HDMI cable. We're gonna see if it's still a problem. Also, I have no idea. I'm sure there have been some Project Stellar updates as well. I'm over here just off to the side hooking up my Xbox, so we can see if there's any new Xbox updates. Project Stellar, I mean. And then just kind of use the controller thing, because I still don't have a really great way of testing controller latency. So, especially wired or wireless stuff. So, all right, I need a power cable. I think my power cables are up her. Get my power cables. This thing? Or is it the figure 8 one? Yeah, this is it, right? Xbox is the figure 8 kind, right? Not the, yeah. I'm wiped out from talking. Just kidding. Well, kind of not really. I'm tired. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see if we have any luck. Oh, see, the Morph does this weird thing. I don't really know what to do to fix this because it's an internal card. Maybe I can reseed it or something. Okay, currently, all right, so let's go to the other one. I gotta disconnect this. That's obnoxious, so that means I have to disconnect or like pull my capture PC out. All right, does it work in the other one? Are you kidding me? Okay, huh. Maybe there is a problem with the morph. All right, let me just check the input resolution. Let's turn the Xbox on. Ooh, we get some blinky blinky. I guess, I don't know, I figured that maybe you guys probably wouldn't want to... Oh, are we going to run into the issue with the Stellar? Of course we are. Yes, this happened with Project Stellar before, and I don't know if I have a way to... Okay, let me... I didn't prepare for this stream, but I don't know. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't even mention, I ordered a bunch of SYF stuff too. I will be building a complete Game Gear with the Ben screen, IPS screen, and the HDMI output. I'll be building all that sometime when I get it. So what do I have to do right now? So this is a combination, I think, of a morph, a problem with the morph. Something is wrong with the morph with this capture card, I think. Because this is the second one that's acting the same way. But I also think that something is wrong with Stellar. There's some kind of a bug. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to forget upscaling the Stellar right now. And I'm just going to plug it in to a third capture card that I've got. The AverMedia Ultra, is that what it's called? This is the one that can do 4K 30, unfortunately. I might need to get another HDMI cable. Let me get another HDMI cable. Actually, I should be able to see it if I go to the third capture, right? Yeah, see, this is what, I don't know where the fault is. I don't know if it's a problem with the morph or if it's a problem with Project Stellar, because I did not turn the Xbox off, and it works with this capture card, but it doesn't work with the morph, or didn't work with the morph. So we'll have to come back to that. But see, it obviously works. So all right, let's. The adapter is plugged in. I don't really have a great way of showing you all this. Actually, I guess I do. This is kind of sus, but I've done this before. This is a Unix system. I know this. Just to show you this part of it, of the experience. This is all a new situation. You know, I'm one of the only people that has this. I know Greg from Laser Bear has one because he posted today about it. So I'm assuming it works. So yeah, so my goal is to try to get my series controller to work here with this, the BRX controller. Oh, should I talk about, you know what, yes, let's do that. I'm not gonna turn anything off, so it's just gonna pump like this. I wanted to talk about what BlueRetro is, in case anybody is not familiar with it. Yeah, this won't take that long. I promise I'm not like, I promise I'm not, you saw Booba. Oh, you might have seen Dead or Alive. I promise this is not, oh no, don't SMS or emergency call. Don't do that. I promise this is not like filler. I really want people to to learn about this project because it's neat. Okay. let's go back to the TV. Okay. Okay, so BlueRetro is an open source project that this person DarthCloud developed. Now, BlueRetro by itself is, I'll call it, it's more of a platform, or like it's resources to be able to design your own kind of adapter, although DarthCloud himself has his own implementation of it. Okay, so if we go into project documentation, there's these like hardware 1, hardware 2. That's kind of part of it. Let me see. Is there a? I think I have to go to a different part of the documentation. The documentation is a little. It's kind of all over the place. Chungo, you guys need to get bonked with a horny stick. So as you see, if you can scroll down on the GitHub page here, you will see that there are a bunch of retailers and people that have created versions. So Humble Bazooka has a ton of them. RetroTime has a couple. I think they have an N64 one, and I believe they have a GameCube one as well. RetroScaler, aka Bitfunks, actually does make some of their own as well. A lot of people don't like Bitfunks because they're notorious for kind of stealing other resources from the community. However, in this particular case, RetroScaler, aka Bitfunks, does actually give money back to DarthCloud. There's some kind of an agreement. And if I was a guessing man, I would probably guess that RetroScaler are the OEMs of this product. Just my opinion, it doesn't have any, it came in a bag. Like I literally got one in the mail in a bag, so there was no box. But if I had to guess that this is probably going to be designed by RetroScaler, manufactured by RetroScaler, because it is a nice, like it does look like an official controller. This plug. This is not a hobbyist product at all. No offense to hobby producers, you know. Although this piece, this like gem thing on the top, does look like it was 3D printed. But anyways, that's just my guess. Is this is probably made by RetroScaler. But okay, so BlueRetro itself. It does support a whole bunch of, let me see, was there a wiki? I gotta find the other parts here. There's another piece that I'm missing. Cable building instructions, maybe this. Okay, here it is, okay. So BlueRetro actually, long story short, it's like a platform or framework that allows you to use Bluetooth controllers with a whole wide variety of different retro consoles. And the original design that DarthCloud himself came up with is this idea of kind of like a core unit thing, like a core box that uses an ESP32, and then you plug in, you could just switch out different dongles. Obviously you'd have to reflash the firmware, although there is a generic sort of firmware, I think. But it was designed so that the base unit could be like swappable if you flash the firmware, and then you'd be able to use this dongle with any different other console. So here's a giant list, right? So we have the NES, the Atari 7800, the Genesis, the SNES, the Super Famicom, the CDI, the 3DO, the Jaguar, all these consoles, GameCube, Nintendo 64, Dreamcast. Basically, you just need to have the right adapter and this ESP32 base unit thing, and you could have connect Bluetooth controllers, which the Xbox Series controller is one of them. The PlayStation 5 controller also is one of them. Most 8-bit DO controllers are Bluetooth, so like this would work with that as well. Well, I won't say most, but a lot of them are Bluetooth. So, but you'll notice that there's one console of this sort of generation. I mean, we have the Dreamcast, we have the PlayStation 2, we have the GameCube. There is one console that's missing from this list, and that is the original Xbox. And if you go to Issues, and then we search, maybe it's not on this page. At one point, maybe we have to search in, how do we search this repo? Xbox. Sorry, we're getting there. Oh, I don't know. Long story short, somebody had made a GitHub issue asking if there was ever going to be support for the original Xbox, and I think long story short is because actually the original Xbox, its controller interface is actually USB. It may not look like USB, but and I think it's probably like version 2 or 1. It's not like a high-speed USB, but that is the reason that you can use all sorts of weird USB kind of a dongle things to do stuff like soft modding. And I know that Dustin, Make Megahertz, actually has this thing where you can use the series controllers using a USB cable. So you can use you can wire, if you had a USB cable to I think it's like was it OTG or something? Basically, you're just adapting the USB-C plug on the top of the controller here to the original Xbox's port, and you use the software that Make Megahertz made. You can use this controller wired because it's a USB interface. So it's pretty much a fundamentally different type of controller interface to all of the other consoles that I mentioned, because those basically just use sometimes they use serial connections, sometimes it's a parallel connection, but it's like you're just sending signals to you have to figure out what the controller, what the console is expecting, and then if you just replicate that, you can kind of convert any controller to that sort of scheme that the controller is expecting. It's more difficult with USB. So that is the reason why the original Xbox was never included on the original list of BlueRetro supported consoles, and why DarthCloud had originally said that it was probably never going to happen. Now, obviously, fast forward 2 years since I originally found that project, and now we have the BlueRetro X, or BRX it's called, which is this adapter is called BRX. Now I'm gonna and it's its own little thing, right? It's not part of any other sort of dongle system. It's just kind of a standalone thing. Now I'm gonna guess that DarthCloud probably took some of his Bluetooth library skills and made this from scratch or designed this from scratch, right? For the Xbox. So that is why it probably took so long, and also why is its own thing, BRX, and not BlueRetro for Xbox. So I hope that kind of is enough backstory and why this is sort of a different thing. DarthCloud himself should be, I think he's going to be involved with selling it. And actually, if you go to BlueRetro.com, I don't know how he got this URL. That's pretty awesome. You'll see the logo, the BRX logo up here, and you'll see opening soon with an email launch thing. So I think this is a legit thing, although don't trust me on that. Wait until DarthCloud actually announces when it's going to be for sale and where it's going to be for sale. But I just noticed that this was a landing page that was set up. Oh, he's here! Dang, Retroscaler is not involved at all in this. Okay, sorry, I didn't even read the comments at all. Wow. Okay, DarthCloud here is Jacques Gagnon. Sorry, I'm not. I know you're French, right? Sorry, I probably butchered your last name. Jacques here is actually DarthCloud. Okay, so that's very interesting. Did I get any other facts right or wrong though? As far as the Xbox controller interface is actually kind of USB in a different form factor, and hi Souls, Sue La Pizza. Okay, I'm sorry. Hi. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'd be curious to see if analog buttons work. And as far as I know, only the PS3 controller and Retro Fighter Defender are both wireless. So I did see Chungo on Twitter, I think that DarthCloud mentioned that you can simulate analog button presses with the digital controllers. I don't know how well that works, but I heard that that's a thing that you could do. Missed opportunity to call it BXR. Yes, that's very true. Oh man, I played so much Halo. Dang. Okay, it's USB with a rear plug. Okay, I figured. Okay, so that's really interesting. Is this little thing 3D printed? This guy? I noticed that it looked. I could see the layer lines. Not like. Oh, maybe not. Oh yeah, I can if I hold it sideways. Not like it really matters, but. All right, I'm gonna shut up. I'm just gonna put it back in. The Xbox has still been on. I have to figure out what the heck is going on with the Morph and why it doesn't like either of my capture cards anymore. That's really kind of sad. But for now, we can just get the raw output of the. So I just turned on. Oh shoot. Well, I hope it's not gonna do anything. Okay. Let me get this. You're coming with me. Let's just see if we can just get this to work without really doing anything. Right, so all I did so far, I have the Xbox has been on. This guy's in the first plug, and it's just flashing, which is a really cool effect, right? It kind of matches the aesthetic of the Xbox, it's like flashing stuff. And I just turned on the Series X, the Series controller. My hand is all blown out. That's kind of interesting. How do I do this on like shutter priority? Okay, I don't know. I'm using this app and it's hard to control. Okay, so it's blinking. So I think all I have to do is hold down the button up here. So let's see, it should blink faster. Okay. Oh, look at that, right away. Dang. So the light is off. The light here is solid. All right, I think that should be it. Let's see if it works in the game. Just gotta put you guys back up here. Ah, hello. All right, neat. Okay, now we switch to the capture. Hey, nice. Okay, so now I've got to, it's not open source right now, but it will release, I will release the source later when I'm done selling it. Hey, that's cool. Use plus lose. You need a Halo clear green version. Do you use the sync with the Morph? Latest unstable version, set frame lock to triple buffer. Okay, should I, well, you know what? Let me, let's just play a game or two with the controller. I just want to get a feel for the controller thing first, and then I'll go back to the Morph, because I do want to figure that out. I'm having a problem right now with the Morph working with either of my AverMedia Live Gamer 4K cards, which is really a bummer. And it's been like that for a bit, and I don't know if it was an update that caused it. But yeah, we'll get to that. But let me find, I need to get another HDMI cord, because I need to use the HDMI output from my other capture card. Found one. To plug into my TV, so that I can use the TV. I think I'm also going to take the camera down off my desk. So sorry, I need to do a little bit of setup. All right, let's plug in this guy, and then plug this into this down here. I got such a chaotic setup. Okay. No signal. That should go away in a second. You have the same issue, set frame lock to triple buffer on the Morph. There's a bug in the unstable version. Oh, wobbling pixels, okay, cool. Yeah, okay, hopefully you stick around a little bit, wobbling, because I could use your help maybe. I think I know what you're telling me to do. I just, did something happen to this now? Okay, the controller's not working right now. Okay, oh, DarthCloud wanted me to mention that, let me turn the music off. DarthCloud wanted me to mention that this is still a beta firmware. Okay, so it's still in progress. It's not for sale yet. There's no. The only links that are in the description, I put a link to the BlueRetro project GitHub and to that weird BlueRetro.com landing page. So I don't know if that's the official one. So please wait for DarthCloud to announce anything before purchasing anything from anywhere. So that's like my only disclaimers. I've got no affiliates or anything with this. So I'm gonna restart the Xbox because I don't know what happened here. Okay, why can I not hear? Oh, you know what? I've got to figure out a way to get the audio out from... Wait, you guys should be able to hear... Oh, let me get into a game. Okay, so it's pulsing again, so the controller didn't repair. Oh, but all I had to do was hit the sync button. Is it paired again? Okay, neat. So I don't know if there's some kind of a bug with that. I left it for a minute. Maybe it just was the Xbox. I'm not playing Dead or Alive, guys. I'm sorry. How about Jet Set? That's a fun game. It's got some good audio, too. Are we going to be able to hear... Booba, booba. I can play Halo. Yeah. Well, that's a good point. I didn't think about the... How long is the intro to this game? Damn. Okay, why am I not getting any audio? You guys can't hear any audio either. Let's see. Well, this is annoying. This became just a weird debug stream. No, you've had enough, booba. I just want audio. I just want the audio to work. Why am I getting the audio? For real? Well, what do I do about this now? Can I see if there's an update to the Stellar? Yeah, I guess I can. The only problem with the wire controller, or the wireless controller though, is I need to pair the controller and spam start in the beginning of the boot in order to get to the this start to set up. Okay, ooh, I got it. All right, let's see if there's an update because I have my network connected. Just start beatboxing the music. I used to actually have the Jet Set Radio Future soundtrack on my iPod. Okay, warning, in the event of power loss, blah, blah, blah. Press A to continue. Okay. I also saw from one of the Flippy Drive creators, that they're working on some kind of an internal Ethernet adapter that doesn't take up the is it the SP2 port or or maybe it's the SP1, whatever the other port that is going to use the M.2 loader. So this Ethernet adapter will be located near the back of the GameCube. So like it uses a replacement little shell piece, but you'll be able to get Ethernet out the back. So that's kind of cool. I guess I could turn on my music again. It's not as good as I'll probably get demonetized if I play anything. I stopped playing game. What is it? Not Game Sack. Game Chops. I really like that music, but it's not. I keep getting not copyright strikes, but I guess the musicians probably are looking for revenue splits. And I thought that it was like, I'm not against revenue splits. I'm just, for as little money as this makes me, I want I want it all, I guess. So. It would be cool to emulate the broadband adapter with Wi-Fi. Oh, speaking of Wi-Fi, yeah, I hope that Red Herring makes the internal Wi-Fi thing for the Xbox. That'd be cool. I went to the emulation wiki to check, and other games that use the analog buttons on Xbox are Dead or Alive 3, Morrowind, I might have Morrowind, and Metal Gear Solid 2. Interesting. Okay. So right now I'm just restarting this, see if I can get Stellar to have audio. I didn't think this is going to be a problem. I might have to switch to... I don't even know where the problem would be. The AverMedia thing? I do have that AverMedia software installed, Rec Central. Let's see, is it going to detect the... thingy? Oh, there's a firmware update for it. Well, that was a weird bug. Did you did you hear that audio mess up? Okay, well, let's try to update this thing while we're waiting for the Stellar to update. Oh, it's probably on the computer, huh? I should have done my homework before this. I hope it doesn't ask me to restart the computer. Okay, we're device occupied. Oh no. Okay, so let me switch over. Okay, start. Oh no, 7 minutes. Oh god, this is a disaster. Okay, well, I guess it's time now while we install that update to plug the morph back in, and then we need to change something that Wobbling Pixels mentioned. See if we can get it to work again. All right, morph is back into the first AverMedia card. So here's the problem. See how it, like, even if I had something in the morph right now, I can do that actually. Let me plug it in. I'm gonna plug in the Stellar output to the morph. See, now I kind of wish I didn't have that unstable firmware on here, because now it's like I use this for streams and stuff. Not like I'm not upset with anything. Just okay. Where's the morph control remote? Okay. Oh, I don't even know. The Xbox is off. I'm gonna assume that that's good. Okay, so Wobbling Pixels mentioned to go into the menu and then set frame lock to triple buffer. Where is frame lock? It's been so long since I've used this. Okay. So that's off. I don't think it really fixed my problem. And I'm still getting this whack thing with the Stellar. So, okay, that's fine, I guess. Is there a way for me to change the firmware on the Morph back to... stable? Can we side grade? Is it gonna yell at me? Okay, great. Well, that's kind of cool. So you can downgrade. Let's check out the reboot the Xbox again. Okay, yeah. Is there going to be any output while we're updating the firmware? Probably not. I guess I should just use the RetroTank. Oh, speaking of the RetroTank, we could try the RetroTank. I actually, I think it was Artemis. Artemis mentioned that I should get a USB, because I always complain that my RetroTank, I have to restart it. To get it to work. Like sometimes it just doesn't. Gotta find the other end of this cable. Is this it? Okay. Where the heck is the other end of this cable now? Oh, you know what? I think that's... Damn it, that cable is too short. Okay, sorry, there's more to that story. I just gotta look for all my... How am I gonna do this now? Which cable on the RetroTank is the input, and which one's the output? Okay, that's the output. This is the input. I think it was Artemis mentioned to get, instead of a USB power delivery cable, to get just a normal USB 2 amp, like Type A charger to work with the RetroTank. So that's what I did. Actually, I got a new. It's still a Anchor branded one, but it is. It is just a USB cable and not a USB power delivery cable. Get this thing out of here. I have a serious cable management issue over here. Okay, plug this in. Watch when I do this, the Morph is going to be ready. Oh well. Okay, bootloader is up to date. Neat. Did I unplug the wrong thing? Do. God, why? Why? HDMI in. Yeah, that was right. Okay, so maybe I spoke too soon about the... Oh, you know what? I freaking unplugged it. I'm a dummy. I'm a dumb. I unplugged the RetroTank when I plugged in the Morph on the bottom That's why, obviously, that's why it won't work. It's not even plugged in. Okay. We get signal. Hooray! Okay, but unhooray because it's not detecting the Xbox either. Okay, let's try it again. I turn off the Xbox. Let's turn on the Xbox. Okay, so the other capture card is back up and running it again. So I think I might just say screw that to the... I think there's just got to be something with the Stellar right now. That's really a shame. I just mean compatibility with these scalers. Both of them is kind of whack. I don't know what that's about. I'm talking about the HDMI output of the Stellar. All right, versus if I just capture... Oh, no signal. Okay. Maybe there was a problem with the firmware update. Did I blow up my Project Stellar somehow? Great. All right, well, I'm tabling this Project Stellar, I guess, because I don't know. Don't know why it's not working. So, I guess I can try my other Xbox. Let's see. I need to reach out to Dustin about that because that's a problem. All right. Other Xbox. Let's scoot the table out. This one is, I think it's the no. Ooh, this is the stock. Is this one stock? I guess. This is not the one I was looking for. The one I'm looking for is this one? Yes. This is the Xbox HDMI. What the heck? Did I? Oh, I did, didn't I? Did I take out both the Xbox HDMI boards out? Dang. Okay, well, that's annoying. I thought I had another Xbox HDMI. I guess I undid it. Okay, well, let's play Mystery Xbox Theater. Mystery Science Xbox Theater. Wow, this is a great stream, huh? Hi, guys. Okay. All right, I need to... This is an analog Xbox now. It doesn't have an HDMI mod, so let's get my XOSVP, shall we? So this is my XOSVP monstrosity. It's basically, so the XOSVP is on top. I need to reprint this because it's nasty. It's this connector on top. And I actually use this FIO Taishan amp because the XOSVP only outputs audio over optical audio. So I'm using an optical audio cable to go into this little FIO amp, and that gives you just RCA audio output. So that's my setup. So let's connect everything, which means I gotta connect this, or gotta put this Xbox kind of close to the wall because the cable I've got is sort of short. And actually that means I need to get this. I've got to press a button, eventually I'll need to press a button on my cross point. This is the struggle of doing all this retro stuff and not doing any homework, I suppose. Okay, so let's put this down. Plug in the XOSVP. I hope this Xbox works. And then we'll plug the FIO amp in. Okay, now we need Xbox power. I think this is the one that has the open. What is that mod chip that Make Megahertz used to sell? All right, let's try it. Oh, so this is gonna have to go into the RetroTink. So Xbox. Now the RetroTink should be connected. So let's go to that. Let's change the input to menu, input selection, RCA, YPPPR. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to end the stream. Just kidding. I don't know if it... I thought at one point I got it to work, Obi-Wan, but right now it's giving me a hard time. I don't know if it's something to do with what I just did. I just updated the firmware. Maybe it sort of borked somewhere in there. But I'll revisit it. I kind of came to the same conclusion when I did my Morph stream, that it didn't work. The compatibility was sort of iffy. All right, let's try. Let's turn it on, right? Okay, so this could be the RetroTink problem. What happens if I restart the RetroTink? Oh. Okay, restart the RetroTink. See, all I have to do is restart the Xbox and restart the RetroTink, and it works. And this is with that that thing that Arthremis recommended with the power, the USB adapter that is a USB and not power delivery. So I do not know. I don't have a workaround. All right. Let us finally try this. I don't know what games I've got on this Xbox, but I actually do own Halo. So somebody recommended, somewhere I think, someone recommended to try it. So let's, does this mean I don't have any game? There might not be any games on here. Whoops. Bro. Let's turn that off. I just want music to come out of an Xbox. All right, let me get the Halo disc. Because I don't know, I guess this is not, obviously this is soft modded, but I don't have any games on it. I don't know what I was doing. What did I do to these Xboxes? It's been so long. The only one that I guess that's all together is the Project Stellar one. I don't know why. But I own Halo 1 and Halo 2, so let's play Halo 1. This is basically just a thumbstick test. What? Did this Linux? How do I get out of here? I guess if I put the disk in, it's going to load, right? The Tink is on firmware. Okay, so I'm way behind on the RetroTink firmware. Is what you're trying to say? Yep. Okay, yeah, Obi-Wan, I'm curious to see if you have any issues. Okay, so let me restart this freaking thing. I don't know where I am in this XBMC thing. It's a weird dashboard. Oh, I hear audio. Woo! Oh no, SirBIOS. Don't look. Nobody look. Don't tell don't tell Dustin that I installed SirBIOS at one point. I don't know why I did that. It's been so long since I've done that. Okay, so I'll circle back to updating the Tink to see if that changes anything with Stellar. Why is this not loading? Manage profiles. I just want to play the freaking game. I don't understand. Do I have to make a profile to use this freaking dashboard? This sucks. Oops, I spelled it wrong. I don't use this dashboard. I use that other one I was using. Okay, I want to play. I want to play the game. Select. I don't know how to play video games on this Xbox. Okay, you know what? Screw it. Why the hell do I... Oh, you know why I installed SirBIOS? Is because I was going to do a stream where I compared the loading... the compressed ISOs from SirBIOS and Project Stellar. That's why I had this, but I never ended up doing that. Okay, but I don't know why I can't just... Does anyone know how to load a game from this dashboard? I think this is XBMC for gamers, right? Oh, you know what? It's possible that it doesn't like this controller? No, that seems silly. Oh wait, okay. Wait a minute. We got a little further. We got further. Okay, this I think what button was it? Aux 2 auto crops. Oh, that's 4x3 auto crop. Nope. There's a 16:9 auto crop, isn't there? Oh, there. Yeah, that didn't really do anything. Well, I don't know what's going on here. With the screen output, that's sort of sus. Okay. There we go. Let me put it up on my TV. All right, now I need to change the output to 2. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, got it. You go ahead and restart XBMC. Hate this dashboard. The default 720p crop is off in 1.34. Okay, I guess I have to frickin' update my RetroTink. Oh well. No, I just want to get in the game. I could spend all night just updating everything. Okay. Okay, here we go. Games. Okay. I'm kind of mad. How do you just load from the disk drive? Why? I just want to load from the thing. I don't want to load from the thing. Okay, well. Don't have any. I don't see any folders in here. Fun. All right, time to move on to the third Xbox, I suppose. All right, I gotta put a note on this that this is this Xbox is in a not working state. I mean, not that it doesn't work. It's just the dashboard is sort of BIOS and wow. All right, third Xbox. This was the one I have. I put a sticker on the bottom that it used to have the original Xbox HDMI, but I crossed it off and it doesn't have it. So, like, it doesn't have an HDMI port. So I don't know what I did with all that stuff. Oh, you've got to be. I left the frickin' disc in the other Xbox. The struggle is real. Oh, I love the fact that the original Xbox won't let you take discs out of the disk drive unless you have the video cable plugged in. I love it. It's my favorite. It's one of the causes of fragging. Just open the disk drive. I want the disc. Give me the disc. Thank you. Oh yeah, this is my Xenium Xbox. Okay, now go away. All right, one last test. One last Xbox to try. Actually, I have a fourth Xbox. My friend left his here. It's stock. So that's my last hope if this third one doesn't work. At least my XOSVP adapter is working. Even if modded, yeah, I guess so. Please tell me that this one works. There's no output. That's not fun. Back to Stellar. Retro my bits. I'm still working on getting an Xbox to work and to capture right. If my Stellar works, I could just go back to the other capture card now. Yeah. All right, let me do that. I'm gonna go back to Stellar. This third one, I don't know why it doesn't frag. It's not fragging, but it's not working either. I don't have time to debug it. That goes in the pile next to that one that doesn't work also. The Stellar one comes back. I'm just going to connect it directly to this other the other capture card. Although that was one that didn't have audio working. Fuck. Why? Okay, well, we're playing Ring Around the Rosie tonight, I guess, with these dumb Xboxes. All right, well, this is starting. Let's go to Capture 3. All right, start it. Hello? Okay. Step 1, success. Excuse me, I lied that if a controller is the controller repaired. I didn't have to pair it again, so that's good. That's a good sign. Do I have... I guess I don't have original Halo installed on this hard drive, but I have the disc, so in goes the disc. Now, fingers crossed that frickin' music works. Oh no, this is just recents. Never mind. Here's all my games. I lied. Here's Halo. Oh, I think audio's working. Yay, we did it. We did it. Okay. Third capture card came in clutch. Very cool. Thank you, Kanye. Very cool. Trying to get the output to work on my TV. Why is it saying no signal? Oh, it is supposed to be on HDMI 4. Okay. Okay. Woo! We did it. All right. I need to move my camera, my phone. I mean, by camera I mean phone. And I need to move my camera and the cable so that I can actually see the TV. Oh, shit. Stuff's falling all over. That was the sound of pain. Almost pain. Okay. I didn't knock over my hot air rework station. Alright, let's play. I don't know. Sure. This is where I left off that last time, I think. This is neither the Morph or the Tink. This is direct capture from the Project Stellar HDMI. I don't know what it's outputting right now, if it's 1080p or 720, I can't tell.
Captured Captain Keyes and are holding him aboard one of their cruisers. The Truth and Reconciliation.
Okay, so this is the test of the actual BRX, BlueRetro X, yeah, controller. Let me know if it's too loud too, and I'll turn it down.
Once we get inside the ship, I should be able to lock on.
It seems very, very low latency.
Get 'em, Marines! Go, go, go! The Corps ain't paying us by the hour.
Or at least I can't necessarily tell that there's latency. So how do the analog sticks feel? So far, so good. I mean, we'll have to see. Let me snipe some guys here. How do I do the white button? So the white button is the select. What would the white button be? Oh. Okay, so it's the left bumper is the white button. Oops. Ah! I forgot how to play Halo 1. How do you zoom? I forgot how to zoom. Oh, that's right. Right thumbstick. Ah! It's been a very long time since I played any game, really, so you'll have to excuse me. I would say it feels fine. Oh man, you guys don't know how good it feels to actually sit down and play a game. Ah. How do you, oh, there you go. Melee is B. What captured this one is the Live Gamer Ultra, the external last gen AverMedia one. This one does does 4K 30 input.
Motion tracker shows movement around the bed.
We're ready to advance as soon as you call for us, Cortana.
So, yeah, it's just inputting 1080p. I shouldn't have bought this. I really because my Magewell USB 3 works just as good. So back up.
Let's do it.
Back up. Oh, run away. Oh! Forgot there's a cliff here. Whoops. Can I draw a circle? Sure, I'll draw a circle after I die. Alright. That was a terrible circle. Okay, that was hard. I'm just curious. Let me see. Do I have an original Xbox controller? How hard would that have been on a real controller? Let me see. Where's my Xbox stuff? Up there. Okay. This is my cleanest, dirty Xbox controller, original Xbox controller. So I'm just going to plug it into the same port, and I'll try to do the same thing. It does have this weird sort of, I'm not able to make a perfect circle with this either. I'm not sure if it's like something to do with Halo, but I have a hard time. This is the stock. This is the original Xbox controller, Type S. And I think actually Halo has some weird rubber, like rubber band, or not rubber banding, like it look. What do they call it? Where they like move the crosshair for you, like aim assistance or something. So maybe that's what. I can't really move it fluidly. I also think that original Halo's, like the look sensitivity up and down is not the same from side to side. So this may not be a great game to use as an example. But from that, so that was the original controller, an OEM controller. Now going back to to this, it does not feel any different really. Can't really tell, but Halo is one of those kind of games. Like if you get pretty good at it, you mess around with like the look sensitivity. So it could be that. Like I have. Oh, whoops! I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, this might not be like my a good look sensitivity or something. So I don't know. But it seemed like it was the same between the OEM and this, at least. Where'd that crank go? Yeah, they feel similar for sure. Yep. One thing that I guess I would mention that I don't love is obviously this is not the exact same button layout as a Type S controller, right? Like on a Type S, the white and black buttons are in the bottom right. So the Series controller and I guess also the Xbox One controller, they're it's the start and select button or whatever it is, the menu and share button, I guess. They're not. It's in the middle. It's not in the same location on the controller. So, my ideal replacement wireless controller would be obviously a Type S controller with just an updated like wireless board or something, if that's possible. So, that's what I'll hold out hope for. Is that sometime somebody will make an updated a drop-in board or something for that. It doesn't even need to be like USB still. It just needs, you know, just so that it's Bluetooth. Oops.
Cortana to Fire Team Charlie. The chief has the
Oh
left
God.
flank covered. Recommend you move up the middle.
Oh, trash.
Alert! Covenant dropships are inbound.
I apologize that I didn't play more Xbox. I was just this morning in the beginning of the video I was talking about just old stuff for 40 minutes, and then like I just had many Xboxes worth of issues, so I wish I had more time to get familiar with it and like give a better opinion. I mean, it feels good. I can't imagine what the price is going to be either. Oh, see ya. See ya, DarthCloud. I suppose you can't mention anything about the price before you go, can you? Or what do you think? What do you expect the price might be? Because I'm imagining it would probably be in the neighborhood of, oh, shoot. Hey, what's up, guy? It's probably going to be in the neighborhood of $30, if I had to guess. Which is pretty respectable for a one controller BlueRetro adapter. They are on it. Oh God. I'm trying to read the chat. Oh God. They're on. Oh, that's right. The white and black. I'm sorry. Start and select. Where is start and select? Oh. Yeah, I mixed up the white and black button and the start and select button. So there is a start and select button on the left side of the Type S. That's what's in the middle of the Xbox controller. White and black is left bumper and right bumper. Yeah, you're right. No, Artemis, I misspoke.
Hang back while you get into position, Chief.
Cortana to Fire Team Charlie. The chief has the left flank covered. Recommend you move up the middle.
Did I hit the gun instead of that guy? What the heck? Yeah, it's like It's like a OGX 360 adapter. If you've used one of those before, it's the same. I think it's the same layout.
Dropships are inbound.
I just said the wrong thing. This gun just this gun's freaking out. Why does it say what? What is this? Why was that there? Where did that come from? What the heck? Okay, well, that was weird. Yo, we live. That is something else. I don't know where that came from. How long was that on the screen for? Dang. That's funny. Did I like accidentally copy paste something that Belmont said, and then somehow that ended up in a text box? Alright, I have to go in a crack or something, right? There's like another path, or is it still to the right over here? I can't remember where exactly to go. Free shout out. I just wanted people to know. Yeah, you hacked my computer, dude. What are you doing? Don't hack my computer. I thought it was like up here, right? Go in this little path. Oh yeah, here we go. Ah! Nice shot. Nice shot. That's funny.
There's another one. I'm after him. Fire in the hole. Ah!
Cortana to Echo 419. Requesting reinforcements at our position.
Roger, Cortana. Echo 419 on approach.
Alert! Covenant dropships are inbound.
Whoops.
We can use your help, sir. Bastard!
That's funny. Yo, we live. Ouch, ouch, ouch.
Firing! Get your run! I saw him first! You like that? Keep it up!
Oh god. Missed every one of those shots. come the hunters.
I don't see anything.
Run away.
Covering fire!
Yay.
Secure the area. Let's square away the grab lift. Marines, prepare for boarding action. Yes, sir!
Cortana to Echo 419.
Oh, am I trying it with different controllers? I didn't try anything else yet.
Copy that, Cortana. Hold tight, gentlemen.
Why don't I try? The only thing is I don't necessarily know how to
Home in on the captain's command neural interface. They'll probably
reset.
be in or near the
Like
ship.
how do I
Echo 419 inbound. Clear the drop zone.
how do I pair it with a new controller? I have my PlayStation 5 controller. I guess we could try that. I don't really have any other controller that is sort of similar. I guess I have the 8-bit Do controller, the Pro Plus, but I could try the PS5 controller. It would feel really weird to play with Halo with a PS5 controller, but we'll try it. Hopefully my PS5 turned on. Great.
We're in.
So let me pause it for a minute. I think if you hold down the, I took away the camera, the overhead camera, so I have to just describe it. I think if you hold down the Xbox controller logo on the Series controller, that turns it off. Yep. So turn it off. The adapter is flashing now, which is good. And I think to switch the PS5 controller over to Bluetooth mode, you have to hold down the PlayStation button and, oh, it paired already. It instantly paired. So you have to hold the PlayStation button and the share button down for like 3 seconds, and that puts it in Bluetooth pairing mode. Oh, and my PS5 just switched settings. Switched the input on my TV. Okay. Oh my God, there's a guy with a sword here. Wow. Okay, this feels something. The only thing I didn't try yet is a game that needs analog input, button input. Ooh, Rumble works with this. Rumble works pretty well actually with the PS5 controller. I have to say I don't hate it. I've always been a fan of the stick layout of the Xbox controller, how one is high and one is low. But I have been recently playing a lot of, not recently, but within the last year or so, I've been playing PS5 a bit, and I'm kind of used to that stick layout, or like more familiar with it at least. Like when I was younger, I would have hated it. I always liked the Xbox layout more than the PlayStation stuff. But I don't hate the DualSense controller. Just to see how, let's see, do I still have my sniper rifle? I feel like this might be a little bit more sensitive, but I mean, that's obviously the controller, right? Like, I feel like this game is probably tuned for the Xbox controller. And like, I'm saying like the actual Type S controller, not even the Series controller. Yeah, I figured it out, Artemis. I think you're saying what I just, what I said. I think the chat. I wish that YouTube would have real-time 4K 60 FPS chat. It's really annoying that it doesn't have that. All right, where do we go now? Down here? Come back. Hey, come back here. the heck?
We could use the side passages to find a way around.
We'd be sitting ducks in that narrow space. You can hold this position if you can find a way around and open the door from the other side, Chief.
Chief, let's see if we can find a way to open this door.
Do 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 do. Now, the only other thing I guess I have questions about is how will this act if you've got a bunch of controllers, right? So let's say you had 4 controllers. It might be chaos to pair, to like know which controller you're pairing to what dongle. You might have to do like one at a time, right? Like plug one dongle in, pair a controller, move on to the next one. That's probably the wise choice. I don't know what will happen. It probably would pair to the same controller again, right? Like let's say you keep using the same Xbox, you have 4 controllers, you turn the Xbox off. It seemed to work how it would pair. It paired one controller. I'm gonna guess that it will pair all of them. So, yeah. Well, I'm going back. There was a health down there, wasn't there? I think it was over here. Yeah.
Wait, that's the locked door down there. The Marines are waiting on the other side. The controls to open it must be somewhere in this room.
What the heck? Well, this is dumb. I'd have jumped down here. I definitely don't like the PlayStation controller as much as I like the the Series controller for this game, especially. I guess my muscle memory is just, I don't know, wired up for the other controller. Although I haven't just been using it for half an hour or so. Oh. All right. Well, I'm here on the floor now. Hello. I would say that this was a terrible stream. I didn't have my Xbox stuff together. That's my bad. But I think that this is a pretty good. I mean, I think it's a winner. My only other experience with wireless dongles is my OGX 360, the one that's with the teensy. So that the problem, I suppose, with that, and this is just the last thing I guess before I sign off. Let me see if I can find it. This whole ooh, it does get really warm, the controller. Oh, here it is. So this is my OG X360 controller. I have a video about it. If you search my channel, you can look for this. So this was my previous, wireless experience, I suppose, with the original Xbox. So you use one of these Xbox controller dongle to micro USB cable, and that plugs into the OG X360. This is not the original OG X360, by the way. This is the one of the teensy. So if you look, you have to look for the one that's OG X360 T4 or something. Is this version? So it only has one single input, but it has a Type A input on the end, so that you can plug in something like the 8BitDo wireless dongle. So basically, what all this does really is let you plug in any sort of a USB Bluetooth dongle for controllers, I suppose specifically. Like, I don't know if you could put like any Bluetooth dongle in there, but the 8BitDo one works. And then that lets you just use this adapter with this. But that means you have to get this dongle, you've got to build a OG X360 adapter, and you have to have the 8BitDo thing. So while I think this is a really cool thing, and this is a couple years old now, I believe. Well, I think this is a really cool project. It was not necessarily ideal because it's so big, right? And now, like, fast forward to now, and we've got this thing, right? So this is even, I suppose, no offense to even, I believe, Modsville. There is an updated, apparently there's an updated version of this, and I've been told that they may not have credited 100% the original project. I don't know how much of the original project is used, but there's an OGX Mini version now. So it's an even newer version of this that was out there. But it was still, like a USB sort of adapter that let you plug in a USB, like it adapted the Xbox controller plug to a sort of like a USB port thing. Even if it was smaller, right? It's like sort of small. You still relied on another dongle to get you to the wireless controller, right? Then Modsville has another new version, let's just say it's like a remix of this new micro version that actually is just Xbox controller port plug on one end and USB port on the other end. So it's still the same thing, but it's literally just like these two things kind of like smashed together. So it's pretty much a short, like the Xbox controller port to USB Type A as small as possible. You can see that on Modsville's Twitter now. If you go to Modsville USA's Twitter, he has this little USB thing. But still, you had to use an adapter after that. So this is the first time, as far as I know, this is the first sort of all-in-one adapter. Not all-in-one, but this is the first time I've ever seen a compact Bluetooth adapter for the Xbox. So I'm excited for this. There's still probably some things to be worked out. Like I said earlier, DarthCloud wanted me to mention that it is still beta firmware, even the one that's on here. But I figured it's worth mentioning also that because I suppose this is still a BlueRetro product, because it does support wireless firmware updating. So there is an interface that you can connect to this via your phone or another Bluetooth computer. You can actually connect to this device and then push it new firmware through a browser or through, so you connect to, I don't know, it's a little complicated how it works. You can look at my, you can look at one of my other BlueRetro videos. I'm not sure. Oh, I think probably the GameCube internal one. I updated the firmware. So you can update firmware or wirelessly, well, over Bluetooth. You could plug in a USB controller though, right? Yes, I believe you can. Yep. So if you have a wired 360 controller, I think that's where the OGX 360 part comes from, is because you can use a wired 360 controller or the wireless dongle, the Xbox 360 wireless dongle, which lets you use wireless Xbox 360 controllers. So yes, you still need this, although I suppose you want to go all the way up to the latest one, credit issues notwithstanding. the thing that Modsville designed is the most compact version of this that I've seen so far. So if you're looking for that, if you're looking for connecting wired USB controllers to an original Xbox, or if you want to still use the Xbox 360 wired adapter, because that's the only way that you can use a Xbox 360 wireless controller is with that Microsoft wireless thing, dongle thing they used to make. Then you want to get that OGX 360 mini thing. But if you're looking for Bluetooth wireless controllers, I think that this is it's probably going to end up being cheaper. Although I think that thing that Modsville, let's just check it out before I go. Could you plug in? You can. I don't know. Actually, I think it supports. I think it's anything that supports X input. I think. So any controller that is of that type could plug into that. Let me just show you what I'm talking about so that you understand that there's. Oh. Okay. Why did that go down? I better not mess with it. Let's see. Go up. Okay, that was weird. My desk has an automatic stop if it hits something. It won't raise up by itself, but it went back. It went up this time, so I don't know. Okay, so let me just show you this quickly before I sign off. Again, I know there is some. I'm not 100% sure of the credit situation, but I figured I would mention it anyways because it's an interesting project. So Modsville. Let me get my stupid mug out of here. Okay, so it's on his Twitter. His most recent Twitter posts are this little thing here. The OGX Mini, I guess it's being called. So he's calling Modsville's calling his version because he actually did design this, right? So he designed this 3D print piece, and there's a circuit board that goes along with it, a PCB. If you keep scrolling, let's see, does he show the guts somewhere? Here. If I keep going, he's going to show more pieces. Maybe. Well, anyways, you get the idea. It's this little tiny PCB. On one end is he's actually using the PCB as the fingers to the Xbox controller thing. And on the other end is a USB Type A port. So this is basically the shortest little guy that you can use. So you can see in this picture, he's using it with an 8-bit controller or adapter, but you can also see he's using it with a wired controller. So, I guess it's working on the PS4. I think it's still using OGX, the OGX 360 project, which is just so I don't get yelled at by Dustin and Red Herring, because they would want me to shout this out. So the original OGX 360 project is from Ryzy. So Ryzy 109 developed the OGX 360 adapter. It looks like this. The original version is this big wide boy. But the cool thing about this one is it lets you connect up to four. It lets you connect all 4 Xbox ports up to it. So basically you just need one of these, and you need to get these 4 Pro Micros, and then you need to get 4 adapters. Then you can plug in 4 Bluetooth controller. Or wait, let's see. Is there some kind of a thing? Let's see, up to 4 wireless Xbox 360 controllers with the puck. Or 1 8-bit wireless adapter compatible controller. Okay, so you can only use one. I didn't know that. You can only use one 8-bit adapter or 1 wired Xbox 360 controller. So the way to get all 4 is you need 4 cables, 4 Pro Micros, and this puck. That's how you can get 4 wireless 360 controllers. So hopefully that makes sense. You can look at this this picture on that. So then the version that I did my video on was called the OGX 360 T4, which is a fork of this. also developed by Ryzie. So let's see, is there forks? Now let's just go to, does Ryzie have it listed in these repositories? Probably. Oh, this. So the OGX 360 T4 is the version that I made my video about, and that's what I was just showing off before. That's only one controller for one adapter. Yeah. So then there's what is Modsville's mod is based off of this other one called the OGX Mini. So Wired Opposite is the person who developed this project, OGX Mini. Okay, but it doesn't, it does show at the very bottom. So I did point this out to, Red Herring and to Dustin, because they were kind of upset. I don't know, it's some drama related there. It does credit Ryzie at the bottom here, and the OpenStick community. I'm not sure who is involved with that, but so there is credit at the bottom here. There, I guess I wish there was a link to the original project, but it does seem like this was completely rewritten by Wired Opposite for the RP2040, which the OGX 360 project is not. It's used Arduino, and then the T4 version, which I made, was based on the TT. So those are two different microcontrollers. So this is a third different microcontroller. So Wired Opposite developed this version. So this is kind of a sleek-looking design, right? But you'd still need Wired Opposite's kind of hardware kit for this whole shebang is you would need this board, right? So you can kind of see this picture is sort of hard to break apart. So at the very right here, you can see some castellated edges. This device is actually an RP2040-0. So it's a Raspberry Pi Pico, basically, that some companies, like, they chop off like everything and they just make it as tiny as possible. So this is still an RP2040 dev board, but it is like really tiny. So it gives you the Type-C connector at the top here so that you can connect to whatever you want. And then Wired Opposite made this little interposer. Basically, it connects the RP2040 to just a Type-C header. So this device goes inside of this 3D printed piece. Okay, so hopefully you're following along. So on the one end, you'd put your USB controller or your BlueRetro 8-bit adapter, but you'd still need to adapt the Type-C input to the Xbox controller. So you can see in this picture there is a Type-C to Type-A controller adapter. This little like stubby 6-inch thing. So you also need this X to USB, which is USB Type-A on one end, and it's Xbox controller fingers on the other end. So this is what Wired Opposite made this kind of kit, and I don't have one of these, and I think maybe eventually it'd be cool to make one of these. However, this entire thing might be irrelevant because Modsville basically took what Wired Opposite did, and he shoved it all in one piece. So in here is all three things. So it's got the USB-A on one end. It uses an RP2040 on somewhere. It probably just uses the RP2040 and not a dev board. And then it has the Xbox controller on the other end. So that is the other alternative to the BRX controller. So if you want wired, or if you want to still be able to use if you want to use wired USB controllers, or if you want to use your 8-bit adapter, if you've got one lying around, then this is an interesting project. It is a little bit more flexible if you already have those other things. However, I can just for ha-has, I think these were like $20. Chips and Tools. Where was he selling these? This thing. Okay, so these are $20 plus shipping, or well, $18 plus shipping, right? So that, it really depends on the price point of this BRX. I'm not saying, basically you would need, if you want to play with wireless controllers, you would need both this plug-and-play OGX Mini and the 8-bit adapter, which is $20, I think. So that makes this, if you needed to buy both of those things, that makes this like $40 plus shipping. So I can almost guarantee you that the BRX adapter will probably not be that expensive. It will probably, in my head, it's probably $30. Oh, the Retro Fighters is also good. Yes, I do have the Retro Fighters. I just don't. I don't know. It's fine. I've used it. I have it. The Hunter, I think it's called. I have it. Some over there. That's another alternative. You know, if you don't mind alternate controller designs, I suppose, right? So I don't know. I appreciate using wireless controllers that are as similar to the original console as possible, right? So that's why I think my ideal controller for the original Xbox would be somebody making some kind of a drop-in replacement board for the Type S controller that made it Bluetooth. That would be the best. But the Series controller is not bad. I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, the PS5 controller is not bad either. I don't hate it. It's just, I guess it's muscle memory, right? It's whatever you're familiar with. Oh, I guess there is also the Brook Wingman, but isn't the Wingman expensive? Holy cow. Okay, so is this one? Is this the Xbox one? Okay, I guess it's not awful. But this doesn't give you Bluetooth. Is this the one I'm looking for? Is this the most recent? Oh, I guess it does. Support wirelessly. Xbox Series X, S1, Switch Pro, PS5, 4, 3. Huh, I didn't know that this supported wireless controllers. So this is another option, but you need there's a special dongle. This? I guess it's this. So you need to get this Wingman adapter. So $35. I guess this is a sale on Prime right now, which is not bad. For $50, it's a lot more. I mean, you could buy a whole Retro Fighters controller probably for that. But you also need to get this USB adapter thing, which takes the USB-A, Type A of the Wingman, and converts it to the controller. So that's another, $8, whatever. So that's another option too, if you're looking for alternatives. But like I said, you'll probably be able to get either of these other options for maybe a $5 more, or I don't know if this is a permanent sale price. If it's $50, you can definitely get either. I'm sure you'll be able to get the BRX for less than that, and you can get the OGX Mini and a BlueRetro adapter, or I keep saying that, 8BitDo adapter for less than that. So, yeah. Sounds like if you already have one of these, Mac Gamer, if you already have one of these Wingman Brook things, all you need to buy is this, and you can use it on your Xbox, which is sweet. So a bunch of options, I think. So, but I do appreciate what this is. This is it's still up in the air as far as what it's going to cost, but I can't imagine it's going to be crazy high. But it's there's no adapting. You don't have to it's just one piece, one thing. So we'll have to see. Still a work in progress. Still not sure how much it's going to cost, but I do like the other BlueRetro stuff. I stand behind that 100%. I've used it on a couple of different consoles, so I like DarthCloud. I appreciate the project that he has. So we'll have to find out. Just wait for more Bluetooth. Wait for more details about the BRX adapter. All right, I'm way past time. I hope some of that was interesting. I know it took a really long time to get this stupid Xbox set up. We may revisit this in the future when the thing actually comes out. I know the pre-orders are supposed to be out shortly. DarthCloud mentioned that there's supposed to be some kind of an update, firmware update soon, so maybe I'll show that process off in a stream. But probably not next stream, because next stream is going to be Lava RGB all day long. So I'm excited about that. All right, you know what? I have to take out the Halo disc before I forget, or it's gonna stay in there for all time. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. These will be available for pre-order soon. I don't have any affiliate connection with DarthCloud other than I appreciate him. You know, he doesn't give me any money though, but yeah. See everybody on Sunday for the Lava RGB. Take care.